Leslie with the Illinois Paranormalists, and we are here today to talk about one of my favorite investigations we've had to date, and that was to the Sheboygan Insane Asylum in Wisconsin. And again, I'm Leslie. I've been investigating for over 10 years. I became interested as a child. I'd had some interesting things really happen to me that I couldn't explain, and then I began to see these TV shows where people were going out to investigate, and I found a group local to my home, and I started going to attend meetings, and I met these wonderful people, and we've been ghost hunting together for well over 10 years now. And to my right, we have Christine, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
Hello, my name's Christine, and yeah, I've been ghost hunting since probably about 2007, 2008, so about 13 years. I just find it very fascinating. I didn't have anything crazy happen to me like when I was younger or what got me into it. I just really always was interested in just what's the afterlife, what's going on. And I've seen some shows and that really got me hooked that it's something that people do. So I started going to a group, and then we eventually started our own group. And yeah, it's been fun. I've made some great friends, and we've been to some amazing places. I mean, the coolest part I think is going to these really cool places that normally people wouldn't go to, and just being in a house that somebody lived in the 1800s, and like this was their daily house. So it was very, very, very cool. So that is my story.
Right. Awesome. And to my left, we have Cindy, and Cindy's one of our new ones, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself and what got her interested.
I am new to the group. I've been with them doing investigations for about a year. I never had anything odd happen to me as a child, but my father always had a healthy interest in the supernatural and the afterlife, and that rubbed off on me. We also used to go to a lot of cemeteries, and I do belong to some cemetery groups, and I'm interested in the history, the symbolism. I'm completely open to finding out anything about the afterlife. And I met this group through a program they did at the Plainfield Library about almost 2 years ago now. It was in October. And I just decided I wanted to jump in and investigate.
Awesome. Thanks, Cindy. We love doing those library programs, and we've got a couple of investigators from there. So keep your eyes open. If we do any in the future, come check us out. We go over a lot of our evidence, and perhaps it's a way to join the team too, because we're always kind of looking for some new people. Anyway, so let's get back to Sheboygan. So we went to Sheboygan in, what was the date again?
April. It was April 24th.
Yes, and it was cold, right?
Mm-hmm. It was. It's very cold.
It was a little bit colder than we expected. Of course, with the building being as huge as it is, there's no heat in it, and it was massive. The building, I believe, had 15 floors total. I'm sorry, 15 wings.
Wings, yeah.
It was 3 floors, 15 wings total. It had a tunnel that ran from the main building out to an outer building, which is where our bathrooms were. So anytime we needed to go to the bathroom, you grabbed a buddy and you walked through this really dark tunnel to go to the bathroom.
In a boiler room.
It was it was a boiler room. And some of these boilers, I have never seen a boiler that big in my life. Like, I'm 6 foot tall, and they are probably double the size that I am height-wise. But the building was just absolutely awesome, really, and they've taken really good care of it. It was clean. Mm-hmm. It was really cold.
It was. They do paintballing there too. I
think.
Yeah,
they do. There was little paintball things everywhere. They have a group that comes in, I think once a year, where it's airsoft rifle. Airsoft rifle. Yeah, rifles. Excuse me. But so a little bit about the history of the building. The building was actually built in the 1940s. There had been other previous Sheboygan hospitals before that, but they were located on different properties. Some were in town, some were closer to town. Those both, I believe, had burnt down, or there had been fires at both of them where people had died. And so eventually they decided to build this hospital on, I think they ended up having 300 acres out there.
It was huge. Yeah.
And it was enough to house, I believe, over 200 people. So that was built in the 1940s, and they would have, you know, the criminally insane, they would call them, and whatnot. And another little tidbit of information we found out, it was actually a POW camp for World War II in the 40s. They had brought some prisoners over from England, and they were housed there, and they would work in local factories and whatnot because there was a worker shortage. So I thought that was actually pretty interesting. But the building was around from like the 1940s to the 1960s. It had what they called the insane, but then they also opened up like some wings for alcohol and drug abuse.
Correct.
And so that was around until the hospitals decided to start treating them in the hospitals in town. And so then it was just a place for mentally disabled and physically disabled. And then around 1988, it started getting phased out. And by 2002, they were done with having any patients out there. And now it's privately owned. And they run these ghost hunting tours out of the building. And like they have the airsoft thing every year. But yeah, it's a massive place. It's really cool. The history there is amazing. And you can still go through and some of the pictures they'll show, you can still see parts of the handprints on the wall where they'd paint it. And it's just really interesting to go in there and see like what was still there and whatnot. Like, what did you guys think?
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I believe at one time it was also, for a short period of time, it was a nursing home.
Yes, that is correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the neat thing is when they leave things there that are still like all the bulletin boards had still things about the hospital and just, what's for dinner that day or, employee stuff. So it's kind of neat. It just kind of comes alive when you go there. And definitely had kind of a dark vibe, though, a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just, especially like downstairs. But
I have to say, like, out of all the places we've been, this is the place where we collected the most evidence ever and had personal experiences with hearing stuff, like with our ears and just feelings. It like I said, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this place a 9. Yeah. It's definitely been my favorite place to go. Paul did the legwork on getting it all set up for us. We had actually seen it on a TV show, and we realized it was pretty close to home. And hey, let's go check it out because it's like a 2.5 hour drive up there. So
very close, which is nice.
Yeah, it was close. It was very nice. But yeah, just an amazing place. I don't know. Did you have anything, like any crazy thing happen to you while you were there? Or?
No, I remember at the end, the guy who was closing everything down when we were leaving, he would be like, can somebody walk me to the back? I have to close a bunch of doors, but I don't like doing it by myself because they mess with me. So I'm like, I'm all over that. I'll come with you, but nothing happened. I haven't brought my recorder, but nothing happened. But yeah, there was a couple little things like just hearing things and here and there. But we did get a lot of recordings. The neat thing is when we did like mini bursts of recordings and we actually got things on that, which was cool. And that's usually pretty rare. It's not like it is on the shows half the time, every time they get something. So, but this one was very good.
And I actually think that made it hyped us up a little more when we were doing. So what we would do is record for just like a minute or two and do an EVP session and then play it back right away to see if we would catch stuff. And I mean, Christine and I alone, we caught a couple different things and we're just like hooping and hollering like, whoa, because it was just like awesome because a lot of it was really clear.
Yes.
And we were hearing stuff with our ears because a lot of time we go to these places and it's really quiet and you're thinking nothing's happening. And then it's kind of, you're a little subdued because you're, it's kind of quiet. But then you listen to your EVPs when you get home and your recordings and you're catching these EVPs. You're like, oh, wow, stuff was going on. But to do it while we were there and to know, oh yeah, stuff's going on, was awesome. I did have one time in the evening when we were on the first floor, I believe it was in the women's wing. I was looking in one of the rooms, they had bars in the window. And a lot of times I don't feel like I'm ever physically affected by any of this, but I got so nauseous. I think you were standing next to me and I thought I was going to be sick everywhere. And I am not the type of person that really ever gets sick like that ever. And I literally almost ran out of there because I thought I felt so sick. But as soon as I got out of the room, like it just kind of like went away. And so that was kind of strange for me. It was a weird feeling. I didn't like it. I don't like that. I don't like
Well, that's
feeling
never a
sick.
good feeling.
No, it's a terrible
No.
feeling. So,
Yeah.
but I almost panicked and ran out of there because I'm like, I'm going to be sick everywhere. But yeah, it passed once I got out of that room. Did you have any thoughts, feelings?
I did not.
No.
I did not.
No.
I was cold like everybody else was. But I don't consider myself to be especially sensitive.
Mhm.
I like to think that I'm an empath. I absorb people's feelings, and I find people tell me things that, in conversations that they might not have with other people, but I don't consider myself especially sensitive, and I am hard of hearing. So, but the EVPs that you ladies caught, are quite clear, even
Mhm.
to me.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I don't feel anything. I'm like, I got too much going on in my head, apparently, that I can't
Well,
calm my brain.
sometimes you do. And so
But-
when you do, I take it seriously because
Yeah.
you usually, like the one room that we went into in the basement.
Oh, it was was it where they put the bodies?
Yes, the morgue.
The morgue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't feel anything. I just don't, it's not me. So when I feel something, yeah, I'm the same way. I just like, wow, what is this? We went to the morgue. I went in there and I just had this, it's almost like your chest just falls a little bit.
Yeah.
You just feel like right before you get cold kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I told somebody, can you please go in there? I think I told you. I said,
Yeah, I
go
went
in
in
the
there
morgue.
too.
And she's okay. So she goes in there and she's like, yeah, it's not good. And I just got a random person that was there. I said, go in there. Tell me what you feel. And she felt the exact same thing.
It just felt like really heavy and oppressive.
yeah,
Like
heavy.
something
It's
was kind of just like
weighing on you.
like you would walk in there and it's like the air shifted
Mhm.
is what it felt like.
Right.
So it's always very strange when that happens because a lot of times we go to these places and you don't really
Yeah.
get like a feeling, I mean, even in some places that we've been like where some really bad stuff has happened, it's just like,
Yeah.
it feels pretty normal here. But yeah, when something happens, you can definitely tell when the air changes. So
Yep.
So we used some different type of equipment while we were there, and I'm gonna let Christine talk about that.
Yes, we used, our normal stuff. So a lot of recorders were going. I personally have 3 recorders I have going. And that helps. I'd say a majority of your evidence is going to be recordings. We did not have video set up. This place charged a lot of money to have video. I think it was like over $3,000 just for us to set up our video. So we're like, no. And, video evidence is nice, but it's very rare.
Very rare.
It's not worth $3,000 worth.
Right.
Maybe if I win the lottery.
Even that's sketchy for me, but we definitely use K2s. Those are also kind of our number 2 past recorders that we want to use for investigating. And K2s, they measure electromagnetic fields in the area. So if they're going off, that usually means something is happening there. The REM pod, which is also like a K2, except it lights up quite a bit. You can put your hand right on it and it'll go off pretty quick. And that went off maybe a couple times in the lunchroom. I remember.
Yes.
So that we did do a ghost box, and a ghost box. I have to explain these, right? Because I know you did before, but the ghost box basically it goes through the channels of a radio, like every a half a second maybe, and it just keeps going. So if you get something, it uses the waves there to speak. So if you have like a long sentence, that's obviously not just the radio, because you're hearing like, on the radio.
It's like,
but if you hear a sentence, that's not the radio. So we use that, I think, down in the chapel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we got anything
We did
on
not.
the ghost box, even on any recording.
We also used the ghost box up in the nurses' wing,
Yes.
and we didn't get anything up there either.
Supposedly a nurse had killed herself up there.
Yes.
Elliot?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what it is. So there was somebody up there, supposedly. And then they also walked around the other group that was there with us. We split up so we don't all hang out. So because it's such a huge place. The other group from us, they use the SLS camera, which is kind of like the Xbox Connect sensor bar attached to a little like an iPad type thing, and you just walk around. You can see like if somebody's there or a spirit, it'll show like a stick figure. And I don't think did they get anything on that?
I don't think we got anything
either.
at
And we
Sheboygan.
usually catch something on that, so that was kind of surprising.
And temperature guns, we use that, but I don't think anything spiked up because it was just cold all the time.
It was just cold everywhere.
But that's pretty much all we use for this one.
Oh, and you know what? We used the Ovilus,
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Ovilus. Now,
which I don't think we really got anything on that either. Just a lot of
right. And in the Ovilus
random words.
It uses the energy to come up with words. And I think in the lunchroom it wasn't anything worth even presenting. But yeah, so that's the equipment we used on that trip.
Yeah, and I mean that's a lot of what we have. I think we have a few other things we didn't use, so we used mostly everything. And at the end of the day, we got a ton of evidence, but it's all on our recordings, which is generally what happens anyway. So
Correct.
like if I can reiterate anything, having a recorder or an iPhone or a smartphone that records, that is the best piece of equipment you can have in going into doing an investigation, because that's where you're going to get most of your evidence at. So
even use your phone. I mean,
that's what I use. I use my iPhone.
She's gotten some amazing ones.
It's
on her phone.
To me, it's really clear and it's handy when I'm bored somewhere. If I have my headphones, I can start reviewing evidence, instead of being on Facebook.
Yep.
Or do both.
Yeah.
So I think next what we're going to do, we've already talked about some of our personal experiences there. We'll start going through our evidence, the EVPs that we caught. Okay, so we're going to go over some of our EVP evidence. We caught a ton of stuff, and what we're going to do is we're going to play it, and we're not going to tell you what we think it says right away. We want you to listen to it, and then we will discuss it a little bit and tell you what we think it says, and then we will play it again to see if you hear what we think it says. And this is the most EVPs we've ever caught anywhere. Like, it was when Christine told me she had 15, I almost fell out of my chair. So, because we're lucky if we get like two. Like, I was impressed I had 3. So
these are actually the first EVPs that I've heard with this group. I've been on, I think, 5 investigations, and I've seen the REM pods go off. I've seen the the K2s go off. I have not heard any EVPs until this trip to Sheboygan.
And there's some
I'm
good
impressed.
ones. Yes, there's some good ones. So we're going to start out with our first one, which is, I can't call it out because then they'll know what we're saying.
Yes.
It's the one we just talked about, Brian. Okay.
Hi, my name is Christine and this is Leslie.
What's up?
We're in Sheboygan.
We're here to meet your acquaintance.
We're wondering, did you paint this on the wall? Did it feel like a prison here? Is that why you did this?
And if you did, where'd you get the paint?
It looks almost like tar. What were you thinking when you painted?
Okay. So, did you guys hear what we heard? Because this was one of those little small bursts EVPs that we had done, and Christine and I were on the first floor in one of the bedrooms, and it looked like somebody had taken and painted bars on the walls, and we were just kind of commenting on it and decided to do an EVP session. So what we think we heard was, after we introduced ourselves, and before I said, pleased to meet your acquaintance, I hear a hi, like a whispery hi. And then after Christine says something about tar, we're asking where they got the paint. And then Christine says, I think it looks like tar. It sounds like we hear I don't know if it's like I got it here or like here. But
definitely a male.
Definitely a male, and it definitely sounds like it's saying here.
Right.
So let's play that one again, and let's see if you guys hear what we hear.
Hi, my name is Christine and this is Leslie.
What's up?
We're in Sheboygan.
We're here to meet your acquaintance.
We're wondering, did you paint this on the wall? Did it feel like a prison here? Is that why you did this?
And if you did, where'd you get the paint?
It looks almost like tar. What were you thinking?
Yep. So that's like one of my favorite
Yes, that was a good one.
EVP. And then after Christine and I listened to that, we replayed it right away, and we heard it. We were like,
they got very excited.
We were literally jumping up and everything.
So yeah, like that puts a little fire under you too
Yeah.
for the rest of the night. Like, okay, we've got some stuff going on here,
Yes.
people. So
Needless to say, we went back into that room at some point and talked again
Yes.
with everybody,
Yes.
but didn't get anybody. And then I went there with one other woman, and I said, okay, it's just the two of us. Maybe they just like the two people, too many people. And we got another one.
which I think we have on our list. So let's
Yes.
go to that one next. And that would be Silver 24.
We sent the rest of them away. So can you tell us your name? So if you're the person that worked on this wall, you must not be a patient here. Did you work here?
Yes. Either we were being called an asshole or they are saying they were an asshole. I don't know. But that was a good one. That was definitely another male.
Yeah.
Sounded similar.
Yeah.
And you just hear us go, asshole. So
I don't think you're an asshole.
thank you.
So
I know. We get called asshole a lot though, don't we?
I know.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
sometimes you will catch some curse words.
Yes.
You know, I guess they still curse on the other side, but
Yes.
that was also a pretty, exciting one that they came back. And so after at the very end of it, we kind of pick up a male saying asshole.
Asshole.
So we're gonna listen to it again to see if you guys hear it if you didn't hear it the first time.
So if you're the person that worked on this wall, you must not be a patient here. Did you work here?
We love that. That's what gets us going.
That's a good one.
That was
That's
a
what
good
it
one.
sounded like.
Yep. That was a good one.
And then let's see, one of the other ones that we have is let's do this the one that talks about after Cindy said made out of wood. That file, Brian, do you see that one? I left out the first part because I don't want to give it away.
Somebody hit a nurse or something with a board.
Yeah.
Quidditch, didn't he kill her?
Cribbage board, which was probably made out of wood.
Yeah.
Bad way to go.
Did you hear that?
That pop was my ankle.
Yeah, I heard something else.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's stop it.
So we were actually on the first floor still,
Mhm.
and we were in another room, and we were told a story about how one of the patients there had hit a nurse with and you say it because I always mess it up,
A cribbage board.
cribbage board, and and had killed her. And while we were standing there, I heard an audible sigh, and that's why I was like, "Did you hear that?" And Cindy thought maybe it was her ankle, but it's very, very, very faint. You can barely hear it on the recording, but like that was something that I think Emma also heard it too.
Yeah. And that's
It
the
was-
neat thing is when somebody actually hears it
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
in the same time.
So let's listen to that one again and see if you guys can hear it. It's after a little bit after Cindy says that it was made of wood.
Quidditch, didn't he kill her? Quidditch.
Cribbage board, which was probably made out of wood. Bad way to go.
Yeah, that was definitely like a sigh. And and when we play these, it may be like, oh, what's that? But we've narrowed down what the other members are, so we know, that's not an EVP. It's the other members. So when we say where it's at in the spot, we know that's not other members. It's been circulated through the group, and we've talked about it and said, oh yeah, that was Deb, or that was Cindy or something. So that's a good one.
That was a good one. And let's do Silver 20. This was one of Christine's recordings.
It's finicky.
I
I have tremors and I can't do it. Can someone help me? Oh, well, that was weird. Okay.
Somebody else can also be because your fingers, once they start to get cold, it doesn't respond to touch screen as much. Just a heads up. And maybe something helped you.
Maybe go to the basement.
That's nice about the basement.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool because it was, at the beginning and at the end of that. And what I noticed too, I don't know about you, but that we get a lot of recordings like when we're talking. It's
Mhm.
like they want to join in, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when it's completely quiet, it's really rare that we get anything. It's always like when we start talking and stuff. So the very beginning of this, I thought it was us talking. And then I'm like, it was a whole weird. And I tried amplifying it and I could not understand the words, but it was like long,
Yeah.
you know? So, and at the very end, you just hear somebody going boop, boop. And it's like, nobody does that, you know? We're not like, oh, boop, boop, let's go in the other room. You know, we don't do that. So that was a cool one. That beginning part was very,
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah.
Can we play that again?
Yeah, let's play
Yeah.
that one again.
Let's.
It's finicky.
I have tremors and I can't do it. Can someone help me? Oh, well, that was weird. Okay.
Somebody else can also be because your fingers, once they start to get cold, they don't respond to touch screen as much. Just a heads up. And maybe something helped you.
I'm gonna go to the basement.
That's right about the basement.
And what's funny, listening to that again, I feel like I heard the woman's voice again in the middle of it. But I don't know what she's saying. So, yeah, there was just so much going on at this place.
Yeah, and at the beginning, we really analyze this to make sure it's something because we don't want to, you know, we really try to debunk it before you present it. But the beginning, I mean, it sounds like a younger girl, and the only one who has that kind of voice was Emma. And she said something immediately after that, and it was a completely different, you could tell it was a different person. So that one's a good one. I like that one a lot.
And that's what we do a lot, too, is if we get a recording, an EVP, and we're not sure if it's one of us in there, we will post it on, we have like a stream that we use and be like, hey, who is this? Is this you? Or did we catch something? So we're always, you know, cross-referencing with each other if we think it's somebody else. Do you happen to have a file that talks about a sound after a camera beep? Okay, can you play that one next? This was caught by Paul. And we were all debating on what we thought it said all week. So we'll listen to it and then we'll talk about it. And then you guys can listen to it again and let us know what you think it says.
Yeah, it's very quiet. This doesn't have a speaker ready. Yeah, this is
Okay, so I think it says thank you.
Could be.
Yeah. So right after the camera beep, you hear like a whisper. And to me, it sounds like thank you. Now, some people thought it said, did you think it said I love you?
I thought it said bless you.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
I don't know. Let's listen to that one again and
then
see.
My husband heard love you.
Love you. Okay. I knew somebody it's.
yeah, it's very quiet. This doesn't have a speaker ready.
Yeah, I don't. Something
Yeah.
you.
Something new, yeah.
Hopefully it's not F you.
Yeah, it's very
I feel like it's thank you.
Right after that beep.
Maybe you took its picture and they know you're like a photographer
Yeah.
and they're like, thank you.
Could be.
That's
Could
got to
be.
be it. Let's see. What's another?
I like this one a lot too.
Which one?
The second one.
Let's do Silver 06. I like how you named this way. That way we can keep it like.
Is that you?
No, I'm not going again. I just.
Oh, okay.
I was welcome back. I mean, my ex here, but it was really giving me a skeleton right now.
Yeah.
Is this your friend over here? Did you know him? Great man. All right, we're gonna go. So you come with us so we can talk to you some more, okay? We really wanna meet you.
So that was me. We were getting stuff ready to go to a different room. And I said, you know, we usually say, hey, come with us, especially if we've gotten something.
Yeah.
Say, hey, come with us. And you hear a little girl like, uh-huh.
Yeah. It definitely sounded like a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I like that one.
So let's play that one again and see if you guys can hear it. It's at the very end after Christine invites them to come along.
All right, we're gonna go. So you come with us so we can talk to you some more, okay? We really wanna meet you. We really wanna meet you.
Yep.
I like that one.
That's a cool one.
It's nice when they want to come with.
It is. It's super nice.
Yes.
Let's see here. What's another good one? So I think let's listen to the one where it's something talking over Christine. Let's see if we can hear that on this one.
Can you let us know if you're here with us? Because if you are, we're going to hook up this little machine here, and this will enable you to.
Did you hear it? It's like very faint, but it sounds like a man kind of like talking while you're talking.
Yeah. Let's see.
Can you let us know if you're here with us?
Yeah.
If you are, we're going to hook up this little machine here, and this will enable you to.
I heard like a yeah.
Yeah. And then I hear like a male like kind of talking. I can't understand a word.
All right, let's play it again.
Can you let us know if you're here with us? Because if you are, we're going to hook up this
Hear
little
it?
machine
Yeah, I
here,
do.
and this will
Definitely hear the yeah.
enable you to. Can you let us know if you're here with us? Can you let us know if you're here with us? Because if you are, we're going to hook up this little machine here, and this will enable
You hear
you
it?
to.
It's just like a
Very faint.
very
Yeah, it's
faint.
Very faint.
But I picked that one up on my iPhone. So
Very
all
cool.
of mine that I have shared, which were the first one, and then the Cindy with the sigh, I all got them.
Mhm.
I got those all on my iPhone,
Now, I'm naming these silver red. It's because those are the recorders I'm using.
and that's what I thought. That's what I
Okay, yeah.
figured. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guessed that. So, do you want to do the because we're going to have to wrap up soon. So
Okay.
let's pick out a really good one. Do you want to do that one?
Yeah, that one was interesting.
Okay. So let's do Red 08.
I was going to say, who is your favorite staff member or doctor?
So we have that music. There's like a K2 that gets electromagnetic fields, but it's on like a little jewelry box music
Mhm.
box kind of thing. So it plays like those tink tink kind of things. And I thought they were using it, and that's why I said, yeah, I can hear them all the way over here. But it was just one note of that I heard, and I said it, and I said, were they using it? And at the end, there's that lady. I don't know what she said. I tried figuring it out, but it was really cool. At the very end.
So which part at the end were, because I could hear the rain. So they have a lot of, there's some leaks in there. So they had a lot of like little kids swimming pools in there. So we had a lot of noise with like the water
Dripping.
Was that in the
This was in
lunchroom
the
though? This was in the lunchroom.
this was in the lunchroom.
Mm-hmm. There was nothing in there. Those were all upstairs.
Okay, I thought this was in the hallway of where the hospital, like where they would do surgeries and stuff, were.
No, this was in the lunchroom.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Let's listen to that one again.
I was going to say, who is your favorite staff member or
I
doctor?
couldn't figure out what that. Like
Yeah.
a female at the end. So I don't know.
I definitely hear, excuse me. I definitely hear the bar of music. I
Mhm.
can't really hear the woman's voice though. There's too much going on.
It's like it's loud. I thought it was an actual person there, but
Huh.
yeah, and that's one of those you never know. If you don't know, you don't know. It's
And
like,
this is what we do. Like we just bounce stuff
Yeah.
off of each other. We try to figure out, what it is. So I think we have time for one more.
okay.
So let's pick out a good one. Let's do. Do you want to do that one? Is that a good one?
There was one that was really loud. Oh, I'm on Mon Chapel.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that
What's
one.
it? Silver 30.
Who painted those beautiful pictures out in the hallway? There's a boat and a lighthouse and a whole bunch of handprints.
Is that you?
I hear it twice,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it's like a little moan, but it was just me and Deb down there.
Mm-hmm.
I believe at the time in that room.
I heard it. Did you hear it twice? Like the and then you said something, or she said, and then it was like you could hear it again. Let's listen to it again.
Yeah, let's listen again.
Who painted those beautiful pictures out in the hallway? There's a boat and a lighthouse and a whole bunch of handprints.
Is that you?
Maybe it was just the one time.
It's the one time, yeah.
I don't even know if it was a I think they were actually saying something. Like, I feel like they were
could be.
responding to it, but there's just no way to tell what it's saying.
Right.
So that was some of our evidence that we caught. Like I said, we typically do not catch that many EVPs. Sometimes we're lucky if we catch one, and a one is a win for us. So it's really exciting to be able to share just some of them that we've caught. We actually caught way more than that. But we're going to wrap things up. We are really excited that you joined us today. We hope you enjoyed hearing about Sheboygan. If you get a chance to go check it out, you should definitely check it out. They do offer tours up there for people to go and buy a ticket and go. If you want to go see it for yourself, it's a massive building, and I highly recommend it. Very interesting. Just even if you don't even believe in the paranormal, just to go get a little piece of history up in Wisconsin. And next month, we are headed to Mansfield, Ohio, where we are going to go visit the Ohio State Penitentiary. You have seen that on Shawshank Redemption. That is where they taped Shawshank Redemption. We are headed up there next month. We will be doing a podcast on that investigation, and we hope you can check that out once we get that posted. And as always, you can go and check out any of our past investigations at www.ghosttip.com, or check out our Facebook page, the Illinois Paranormalist. We post what we're doing, where we're going, where we've been, and just any type of information. And again, thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.